You know what? I'll know the first time a lady comes up to you, sticks her camera under your phone, takes a picture, and she looks at it.
Hey,
I'll know whether or not.
When we played at the Revel the last time, there was a woman that came in after the show, after Frank had packed up all my gear. She came in after the show. She put her head up my kilt. She didn't put her phone up my kilt. She put her
Do we need to
head
get you a
up my
booth?
So I was like, honey,
Okay.
that'll be $50.
$50 to make you holler.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
She's
That's like one of the fringe benefits of being in a kilt and being a musician. Like, I'm already ready to go.
She came up to me and she says, "Why are you wearing a kilt?" Because again, this was after the show, and I said, "Well, I just got off stage." Obviously, she didn't know who Zakk Wylde was, but I said I was just playing at the show, and I showed her a picture on my phone, and she didn't even ask, "Are you dressed properly in a kilt?" She just got on her knees and put her head under there, and I was like, "Wow."
Hello, rock stars. Welcome to In the Pit. I'm your host, Rick. I hope everyone's doing phenomenal, or at least sort of sober from the weekend. And this week is Chris Wylde. How are you, sir?
Hey, Rick, I got to tell you, I've been hearing so many stories about you being a Category 5 hurricane.
They're lies.
So I came prepared. I've got my rain boots on.
Yes!
And I've got my Hello Kitty umbrella, and I'm ready for the Category 5 hurricane. So
did you bring a life vest?
Ready? Yeah, let me rotate that. There it is. Hello Kitty. It's even got the little Hello Kitty thing on it right here. So I'm ready for the Category 5 hurricane.
You obviously did not get the updated survival kit. It does include water wings.
Well, I figure with the rain boots being up to my knees, I'm probably okay. So,
the rain boots are because it gets awful thick in here, and that's what you're going to need those for.
That's what I heard, so I came prepared.
Oh, my God. You know how that started? I came up behind Chi at a gas station down in Temple. We were on a road trip down to Corpus, and he had a brand new white linen shirt on, and I was like, shh. And I stuck up behind him to give him a hug, not knowing he had a cup of coffee in his hand. And so I come around, the coffee goes everywhere, and it was a brand new shirt that he had just put on. That was the first time he wore it. It goes all over him, all over the floor. And yes, I was on the floor cleaning up coffee in a gas station in Temple because it was a road trip gone bad.
New shirt?
I offered to. Oh, no, we were buying bleach pens, seltzer. He's in the bathroom trying to get the stain. He got most of the stains out. I'm going to have to still buy him a shirt, even though he says it's fine. I'm like, I felt bad. Of course, Bree and Amy are talking. And next thing you know, I'm a Category 5 freaking hurricane. And honestly, all of you that are friends with me, you guys will be like, yeah, Rick's, yeah, that's Rick. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's definitely it.
I dive into life because I don't know how long I'm on this planet, and I am of Category 5, and I'm sorry, but it's like,
don't apologize,
you know what,
man? It's awesome.
I'm not changing. It's
awesome. Hey, some of us are just happy to be swept up in the bands of the hurricane.
Come on in, baby, because and if you're around me, yeah, make sure you get bail money because it's been known.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you look wonderful, dude. I thought maybe this was a costume, but this is you. Like, you wake up like this.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, I'm just saying, you know how we got to trim the hair around our nose and our ears. You got a little bit coming out your horns. You might want to, get a little snip.
Well, actually, Rick, what you don't realize is that's the top part of the beard coming out. I trim, if I trim it up here, it eventually will come out down here. So that has to stay.
Instead of getting a grill, you need to get some gold plates on the top of those horns and some tips. You know what?
Yeah,
some Hello Kitty some little Hello Kitty on the top of them.
You have no idea how many Hello Kitty things I was going to buy for this. I was like, nah, I'll dial it down a notch.
Why? Are you kidding me? That would have been awesome.
That stuff's expensive. That Hello Kitty stuff's expensive.
So just so you know, and I don't know how I know this, but you could probably, like a collector, you could probably sell it on eBay and get good money for it. I don't know.
already told Taylor from Def Legend. I said, when I'm done with this, I won't need this anymore. So I give it to him. So he give it to his little daughter because it's
Taylor,
it's so tiny. It's so tiny. It'll be perfect for her. So.
Oh my God! The next time we have a rainstorm, I want to see pictures of you out with the Hello Kitty umbrella.
Oh, you got it. I'll definitely do it.
Oh, dude, if you take that picture, I'm putting it all over the internet. I swear, I'm not even shy. Like,
I love it.
This is my friend Chris, and today he is modeling the Hello Kitty accessory umbrella. It could be yours too. We'll have to set a good minimum starting price when we auction it.
$24.99.
Oh no, I'm thinking like we're gonna start it at like $100. It's going up from there.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll donate all the proceeds to some charity.
There you go.
You know what? That's a great idea. We should do that. We should get other rock stars in the scene to take pictures with the goofiest stuff and then auction it off, and we send all the money to a charity.
See, there's the Category 5 hurricane right there thinking.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm gonna have to like auction off my ball gag and my blow up monkey and those are things that are very dear to my heart.
I understand.
Okay, so I gotta ask, what did you learn about yourself during COVID? Good and bad. And I want to hear the good first. I want to end on the bad.
Well, the good, I work from home, so I spend a lot of time at home anyway. But during COVID, I got a lot more playing in. I'm a huge classical fan. Growing up, if you see on the wall back there, Alex Lifeson,
nice.
he was my inspiration for doing classical. So I bought a new classical that's a cutaway, so I can play some other leads up. And I got really heavily involved. I love Rick Emmett and his classical pieces, so I worked on a lot of those. So I guess I'd like to say I got better during COVID from just having to sit around and play a lot more.
Nice. I went insane. I mean, more than I already was.
Wait, I was going to say you went insane. That would know that you weren't insane before.
There's different levels. I mean, if you're going to aspire to greatness, you got to take the steps. It's like a 500-step program that I'm working.
Well, it's like a category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hurricane.
I'm working on my category 6 classification right now. What's the worst thing you learned about yourself?
Well, unfortunately for me, I got COVID, and I gave it to my parents are older, and siblings were taking care of them, and I gave both my parents COVID. I gave my sister and my brother COVID, who gave it to their families. Now, thankfully, the good news is everyone survived. Everyone made it through.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Myself.
I'm such an ass that I'm like, so it's the gift that keeps giving.
Yeah.
And it's not something to joke about. And I know I'm going to get a hate mail on this one. Thanks, folks. I already know this crap. It's serious. I mean, I think I had COVID in the beginning because I still can like 50% smell and taste. And this is December before it even came out. So a year and a half ago. It's serious. It's serious as hell. But I mean, if you can't laugh, I mean, as long as nobody died, if you can't laugh at it, then, I mean, what the hell? So I know I'm going to get hate mail. I'm sorry.
I did lose a cousin to COVID. My father's side of the family from Ohio, and she had some pre-existing conditions, which tend to happen. Yep. And yeah, she didn't make it, but
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's very serious, and
I do have a couple friends that I lost, and I will tell you, yes, it is sad. But if you can't laugh and continue to live, I think they would be disappointed. They'd be disappointed if they expected anything less. If it happened to me, and I you know what, we all joke about it, but I mean, one day I am going to be gone. We're not getting out of this thing alive. We are going to die one day. I just hope it's a long time from now. But at my funeral, I actually do hope it's a party and people laugh at the stupid crap, the fun crap, the fact that I lived a life. Celebrate, man. Don't be like, oh my God, he's gone. Although some people will be celebrating that I'm gone, but I mean, seriously, have a good time. I've got a friend of mine that told me one time. He said, "Hey, at my funeral, if you're attending my funeral, I'm going to be up in heaven or wherever. I'm going to be laughing because I'm going to say, ha ha, I won." This is not a race.
He's saying he's going to heaven, so he's like, ha ha, I won. I got there before you did.
Yeah, but you know what? We're all gonna. Well, maybe not all of us are gonna go there. I mean, hoping, but there's a couple
Yeah.
people, and I'm hoping. It's questionable whether I'm on the list yet. But it's you know what? This is a crazy fun adventure, and everybody knows I talk about it all the time. I'm 51, and everybody goes, "No, Ric, you're not." Thank you. There's a lot of like spackle and beauty products being used, but it's again, you gotta live life, man. Enjoy it. People that take it too serious, it's like we're not getting out of it alive. I mean,
No. And you're not taking anything with you either.
Oh, okay. That is funny because there are people that like work a million hours. I just switched jobs. And I am a mortgage loan officer. So I do work a lot of hours, but I work a lot because my theory is I work so that I can live. I work to live, not live to work. And
Right.
everybody goes, well, if your passion is music, why don't you do it? Well, because I am a princess that likes his vacations. I mean, I've been to St. Thomas twice this year. I'm going to Cabo here in a couple weeks. I like my vacations. I'm a princess. My wife knows. I like nice things. I'm willing to work hard, but
Right.
I play hard too. And when I die, there's not going to be some trailer hauling all my crap with me. No, it stays here. So I always tell
Your
people,
wife's gonna sell it all.
no, it's all going to the kid. And
Well,
it's
okay.
funny because
That's what you think.
that blue drum set is a pearl. I bought brand new 20 something years ago. I hate it. It's my least favorite drum set. And I want to sell it. And he's like, Dad, you can't. That's my favorite. I'm like, dude, out of all my drum sets that I own, keep the 65 Ludwigs. Like, those are the ones to keep. He's like, no, I like wherever they are. Over here. Those. I'm like, okay, you don't even play drums, kid. Shut up.
Yeah.
So I got to ask, how many guitars you got? And it just approximately 10 plus?
Yeah. 12.
Okay. Isn't it funny how people give you crap like, because you can only play one at a time? I know, but there's a lot that I can play at one at a time.
Well, I try, along with the get up, I really try to, especially when I'm doing the Ozzy thing, I try to do, here's the
Okay, stop right there. Stop. I was just about to go. The black and white swirl Les Paul, like that look, that guitar. If I could play guitar, that's the one I want. Like, holy crap, I love the look of that. And the fact that you wear a kilt, like, that's pretty cool too.
But I do my best. I do my best to play, many guitars. I've got that one. I've got.
Oh, I love it. It's show and tell. I love
this
it.
one with the buzzsaw.
Oh, I like that one too. Finish. That's nice.
Believe it or not.
Okay.
The Wylde audio guitars.
Oh,
they are really great, and I love playing. This one I tuned down to C sharp to play a lot of the detuned Black Sabbath stuff.
Okay. See,
and
so you don't cheat. You don't cheat and just use a drop pedal.
No, I change guitars. Here's the Harpoon Randy Rhoads.
Oh, I love it. Hey, wait. Stop. You got to pose because Randy's over your shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I love it. That is awesome.
That's my wall of glory. I've got Eddie, Alex, Zakk's behind me, and then I've got George Lynch, Jakey Lee, and then, of course, and Zakk calls him Saint Randy.
That is so awesome. I love it.
So I try to switch those guitars throughout the show, just like Zakk does. And
that is. Now, do you have a roadie? Do you have a tech?
I do. His name is Frank. What's up, Frank?
Frank, you are the reason this man looks good wherever he is.
Yeah,
whichever side.
He's awesome. When he's got it's hard for him to be on stage like when we're playing at the Rebel or something like that. But when we're playing Gas Monkey or House of Blues, I'm looking forward to playing House of Blues and having a tech for the first time because it's just going to be great.
Isn't it funny? It's as a musician, we get all the glory because we're on stage. And we all have big time rock star friends that are doing this full time. But what people don't realize is we are just the poster. really, there's a complete support staff. Like I always tell people, yeah, we sound good up there, but it's really like the sound guys and the light guys and everybody that makes us look phenomenal. And then we're just weekend warriors playing. I mean, I wish I could do this full time, but I can't. We're just weekend warriors. But even at our level, and we're not even national, at our level, it still takes all the behind the scenes folks that make your life go off just without hopefully most of the time without a hitch, and it's great, but holy cow, they're just as important, if not more so than us.
I'm telling you, the first time I got to use him as a tech on stage and he helped me with guitar switches and stuff like that, I was just like, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
You're like, I love you.
Yes.
Literally.
And I tell him that after every show because it's so great to, when the show's over, to just be able to walk off stage and go talk to people and take pictures and stuff like that, knowing that this guy, I trust him completely. And he packs everything up and I don't have to do that stuff anymore. It's just so wonderful. So Frank, I know you're going to be watching this. I appreciate you, brother.
Rock star, truly a rock star. I wish I had a roadie. I had a roadie for a while. I would love to have a roadie. But I'm a control freak because my drums that you guys see in public they're only live drums. The rehearsal sets are completely different. So every time my gear goes back, it's got to go back a certain way because when I pull it back out, I need to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to go. And I do a gear count every time I leave the house, leave the club. Like I count how many pieces came in, how many pieces coming out. There is actual organization to this pandemonium hurricane going down the street. Like
I have a laminated card that has a list of all the equipment that I don't leave the house without before a show.
That's awesome. That is awesome. In fact, I'm going to rip you off now. Thank you. Because I'm going to do the same thing because my gear is consistent no matter what. Right. It's the same thing. I'm going to do the same exact thing. So I know, hey, this is what walked out. This is what's walking back in. And
it's a training process too. You got to, first thing I had to tell him was, I don't want people slinging my gear, not caring about it because these guitars are expensive. These are the real deal. So, if you're going to throw around my Holy Grail guitar that costs, $5,000, you're not going to be the roadie for me. I need you to be just as careful with it as I would be. And he does that. And, I taught him that first, but then, how everything plugs up and stuff like that. It's a process to get him to do it just the way I want it. But he's there.
And for those of you that are not musicians watching this in Europe, South America, Australia, and all over the U.S., here in Dallas-Fort Worth, we have a lot of clubs that we're always playing. And so we're always in and out. And on stage, just the musicians, not even including the club, there's a boatload of money walking on those stages each and every night. And I just broke a cymbal. And anybody see me play, I smashed the living out of my cymbals. Every time I break a cymbal and I'm not endorsed, that's 300 minimum, and they go up from there because it is what it is. I get it. It's pricey, but every couple of years I replace all my brass, and I just don't think people understand how much gear, especially drummers, have to lug around. Oh, I'm envious. Now I don't like you anymore. You got a roadie.
but I always tell my drummer, when he complains about having to carry so much stuff, I always say, hey, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it.
Amen. Absolutely. Wait, dangerous or like full of crap?
Well, there's just all of the above.
There's so much. In fact, it's not just drummers, it's all of us. There's so much that goes on behind the scene, and we're making pennies when we're on stage compared to how many hours are invested and how much money's invested. We're never going to recoup. This is a labor of love, truly. Labor of love.
Absolutely. Frank is all, Frank texts for me for the Ozzy thing, but he also texts for me for the Maiden Texxas thing.
Yep.
And I talked Frank. Frank is just one of the biggest Iron Maiden fans I've ever met. And I talked to Frank. Frank does our Eddie now.
Okay.
So he'll text for me before the show, but during the show he dresses up as Eddie, and he's more popular than the guys in the band now. He goes out in public and they're like, hey, you're the Eddie. And I'm like, I told you that was going to happen. You're going to get more famous than us.
That is awesome. In fact, at some point I need to come to a show because I want to get my picture with him. I know I'm a dork. So
No, that's one of the selling points of doing Iron Maiden is when Eddie's there. Hey, everybody wants to take a picture with Eddie.
So, okay, we got to talk about music a little bit, or people are going to be like, Rick, you didn't even talk about the bands. So, let's talk about the band. So, you've got Blizzard of Ozz and you've got Maiden Texxas. Okay.
Right.
Blizzard, for those of you who cannot put the dots together, get out your Sharpie. I'm going to show you real quick. Blizzard of Ozz is an Ozzy tribute, which you guys also do Black Sabbath, though.
Yeah.
And anybody who watches the show, I guess it was about a few weeks back, I had Shame on. I remember the first time I met Shame, and I was like, dude, that's Ozzy. And I was like, I had to like do a double take. And he's the nicest guy. And what some of you guys don't know is I'm in a Green Day tribute. He's actually a Green Day fan. And I almost auditioned him to sing for us. And I'm like, Ozzy doing Green Day?
He told me that the other day. I was telling him I was going to do this interview, and he told me he was going to trying out for the Green Day tribute. And I was like,
he almost did, dude. And he's wicked talented. I love it. And I've bragged about this a million times. The relationship that he has with Walter, and that the both of them are doing different Ozzies at different portions, but they're friends. And I know that Shame has jumped in, and this was I think 2 years ago, jumped in and covered when Walter's wife had a medical issue and couldn't make a show. Jumped in. That is the epitome of friendship and just camaraderie. And that's what you need more of in this music scene is we are all just music fans, and we need more folks that are willing to do that. Like Mark Moss from Green Day's, the other Green Day tribute, played a show with us opening for Back in Black at Fat Daddy's a while back because one of my guitarists was out. He jumped in. That to me is, and I got it. It came from Shame and Walter leading the pace by doing that. I thought that was, it stuck with me, and I've talked about it many times. That is just wow. I mean, if you got the call,
that's what you got to do.
If you got the call, would you jump in? I'm sure.
Sure. Yep.
Why not?
It would be, it's, the difference between Walter and Shame is kind of like the difference between me and, even though we're both doing Zakk Wylde, the difference between me and Bert. Burt's doing the younger Zakk Wylde. And
Yep.
I'm doing.
And Bert's a really nice guy.
No beard. I've got the beard.
And Bert's a really nice guy. In fact, I gotta get a hold of Bert. Bert's gotta come on. And I mean, again, you guys, and that's when you guys can be friends and you're both doing the same thing. Like, nice. I love it. And so is there, I'm going to probably ask the one nerdy question. Do you prefer like the Black Sabbath era over the Ozzy, or it's all just fun?
I'll be totally honest with you, Rick. I wasn't a Black Sabbath fan very early on when we started. We started this band in 2005.
Okay.
And so very early on, the drummer, he was a big Black Sabbath fan. This was before we met Shame. And he says, man, I want you to listen to War Pigs. And
that's a great one.
Well, and so I listened to it, but I happened to listen to a version that Jake did when they were playing live when Jake was still in the band.
Okay.
And I liked that. And I was like, okay, we can start doing that. And just slowly over time, I've gotten introduced to more and more Sabbath. And now we're doing deep cuts and like a National Acrobat. And everybody's like, man, there's only like 3 people in the building that know that song, but that song is so great. And Robert loves it. And so, yeah,
that's awesome.
We pretty much do a lot of Black Sabbath now, but I prefer the Ozzy. For me, St. Randy up there, those first 2 albums, when you compare those to anybody else, to any other Ozzy albums, anybody else's, to me, just like the other day, I was listening to You Can't Kill Rock and Roll.
Okay.
The song, and I was picking it out, and Randy just, he does these overdubs and these other, other tracks on that album, and like he did on the first one too, but just these little nuances that he puts in there, and I'm just like, man, not only could the guy play, he could write incredibly great, but he just knew how to put these things in there that just make it, it's the little things, you know what I'm talking about?
Always.
And so I love the first 2 Ozzy albums with Randy.
That's awesome. And I got to tell you, I love the fact that you guys, full tilt, like you guys look the band, you don't always get that with tributes. I mean, My band, I'm gonna tell you, none of us, everyone says I look like Trey Cole. I don't think so. But it's like we try to give you the impression, we dress the part, but we don't look like the actual characters. But I do expect that we're gonna audibly put the sound on stage. So when you close your eyes as close as possible, you're gonna be like, that sounds like Green Day, or in your case, it sounds like Ozzy. That's what you want, you know. And
Absolutely.
There's some great tributes in this town. There's some questionable ones too. You gotta go, but at least you have heart. And you get award points for that too.
Sure.
Now, doing the jump over to doing Iron Maiden, and this is one that, I mean, if you're a metalhead, you gotta love some Maiden. I know you told me in, out, like a yo-yo. What keeps drawing you back in?
My dad and my brother were both drummers. So being the middle child, I was going to rebel and say, no, I'm not doing that. But my brother actually played drums for a little while in a band called Bellicose. I don't know if you remember that.
No.
They were popular around, back when Peace of Mind came out.
Okay.
Well, they were listening to Peace of Mind when it first came out, and I would go to rehearsals with my brother because I wanted to watch his guitar players play, because at that time they were way better than I was. And they introduced me to Peace of Mind album and Flight of Icarus, and when I heard that, I was like, oh man, that is so great. And so doing the Maiden thing, I've just always loved Maiden, and the other guys in the band, they don't like to play out typically as much as the Ozzy thing does. So it kind of works out good for me that I don't have to step on each other's toes, and I do all the booking for both bands. So I really tend to, schedule things around that. So that I can play. If I could, sometimes I've done Blizzard and Maiden on the same night, on the same stage. I don't like to do that
you're
because,
working.
Plus I got to rip all this off and,
Wait, that's not real?
On really fast.
That's not real? That's not real?
Yes, it's real. I meant the hat. I meant put the hat on.
Dude, next time I see you, I'm going to jump in your lap like Santa Claus and be like, is the beard real?
You don't know how many people come up to me and go, is that real? And I'm like, do you think it's real? And they go, well, it kind of looks real and it kind of looks fake. And I said, well, let's just go with it's real.
I thought it. Dude, that's your Halloween costume, by the way. You need you could be in the Hobbit movie. Well, you're too tall. Sorry. You're out. Sorry. You can't be a dwarf.
If I could dye it gray, I guess I could be Gandalf.
Ooh. You shall not pass. Oh my God. Yes, I'm a nerd. Shut up, people. I don't care.
Gag War 5 coming out again.
Oh, no, it gets worse as time goes on. So being that you're juggling the two bands, and again, what people don't realize is sometimes we do double duty. Basket Case, Rebel Yell have played together. It's a kick in the trying to do both of them because you're on stage all night. And especially when you have to grow, you got to put Rogaine or something on really quick to, grow the beard.
Yeah.
Are you just
snap my finger?
Okay, there. Gandalf. I mean, are you get out of my way running down the hall to get changed?
Yeah, pretty much. It depends. If I'm going to do both bands, I try to put a band in between to give me a little, leeway. I try to put a band in between. I don't like to do more than two bands in a night. But if we're going to do Maiden and Ozzy together, I like to put somebody in between.
Wow. See, when ours play together, I always want them back to back because I don't want my heart rate to slow down. It's easier as a drummer for me to play 3 hours or more straight than play, take a break, play, because then you're always trying to get your heart rate back up. So for me, I'm always just set me in the seat and let me go. And who's notorious? He makes me look like an infant. Is Chuck. Chuck will he'll have all 500 of his bands on stage the same night, and I'm like, dude, you're like a mop. You're soaking wet.
I don't know how he does it, but bless him for doing it because being outdoors in the summertime and 4 of your bands are playing and you're playing drums, which is the most physically exerting.
Oh my Lord.
I'm just I don't know how you do it and not have a heart attack on stage, but.
And you've played a bunch of shows with him, haven't you? You guys have
Oh,
played
yeah.
together a bunch of times.
We actually had Chuck fill in for us many years back for a show in Beaumont and then in Corpus Christi, and it was
Nice.
great.
I love
And Chuck's
Chuck.
actually played in Maiden Texxas as well. He did a stint in Maiden Texxas as well.
Okay, you know what, Chuck? If you're watching, go ahead. You could come play in Basket Case for a show, and that way you could say you've hit every band in town. Like,
yeah, that's probably one of the only ones he hasn't been in.
Call me. Oh no, I admire the crap out of him because it is so much work, and there are musicians that are in like 4, 5, 6, 12 bands, and you talked about Taylor earlier, phenomenal bass player, and it's like, dude, he's in a bunch of bands too. He was just on the show, and it's like, holy crap, wicked talented. And I'm like, with a baby at home
and funny.
Oh, dude, he's a riot. I
watched that episode. I watched that episode. He's a crack out, man.
Yeah, he's even better in person. and it's funny because the first time I met him, it took me a second because he didn't have his wig on, and I was like, whoa, hold on, wait, I think that's the same guy, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it took me a second. I like him a lot. So, anything new coming down the horizon that you can hint at or blatantly just talk about?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'll start with the Maiden thing because that's the thing that's coming up the quickest. I'm putting together a pretty good sized stage show. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but the Maiden thing's gonna have not only Eddie, but we're gonna have some pretty cool stuff on stage to really make it more like a Maiden show. And
explosions and flames.
No, maybe. But that's probably more Ozzy than that is the Maiden thing. But I just want to give it more of a feel of a real Maiden show.
Nice.
And then when I get done with that, I'm gonna come do the same thing. All the set work stuff I'm doing and designing, I'm gonna do the same thing for the Ozzy thing. It was, with the Maiden thing, it's so easy with all the stories and Eddie and Power Slave and all the different designs. It's so easy to come up with things for the Maiden thing. But with Ozzy, he's talking about being high on pot or cocaine or something like that, and it's hard to design a stage show around pot and cocaine. So, but I
wait. All you need is a glass table and a couple plants. I mean, I got some props.
Yeah, but that doesn't play to the audience. That's only for the people on stage.
Tough. You're in the audience.
But I finally found something. As a matter of fact, it's something that Zakk uses for his Zakk Sabbath tour. I'm going to do something similar to that. And it's just, I want to give more of a feel for the audience of being at a show. Yes, we're dressed up and we're playing the right guitars and stuff like that. But I just want to have, I learned this from Inman and Mike Hamill from Def Legend. You want to put that stage. I'm not going to go out and buy the video boards that they did, but I still want to do more than what we're currently doing.
Big props. And let's do it real quick. Big props. Def Legend has a stage production, and there are some great bands in town. And I've been very blessed to play with a lot of them, but I think we all should aspire to bring that big stage feel to it. And I love the fact that you're like, we're going to up our game. We're going to take it to the next level, because I think that really, and I say this all the time to a lot of folks, we're all musicians, but it's not just about being a musician. That's like 10%. It's 90% theatrics. It is truly, we are actors on stage. I want to see a production. I want to feel like I just went and saw Green Day at Globe Life in front of 35,000 people, sold out, and Weezer killed it. Fall Out Boys killed it.
I saw your posts.
The Interrupters, who kind of a ska band, young band, they opened it up and they still brought the thunder, and of course Green Day did. But it's a monster feel. If we could do that even on a local level, like bring that big stage feel, then the paying audience is getting their money's worth every time they go out, and they're not just getting the same old schlock every week. And the other part of it is, I don't want to play every weekend. I don't want to give you the Green Day thing or the Billy Idol thing every weekend. I want you to come out, because we don't play every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like, I want you to come out because you haven't seen us in a while. And I know there's a lot of bands that will play nonstop. And I'm friends with a lot of them. Hey, guys, my personal, this is just me. If you give it to me all the time, what's my incentive? And when I do come out, I want to see production. I'm looking forward to seeing your stage show once you get it all complete, because that's over the top, man. That's over the top.
Well, that's why I told the guys in Maiden Texxas when we headlined the first time at House of Blues, I'm like, if you bring 2 half stacks and 1 small bass amp and you put the drums on a drum riser on that big stage at House of Blues, it's going to look so small. It's going to look so small, and it's not going to be good. And so I said, we got to do screens. We got to do something to make our stage show bigger, because if you make it small, people are just like, oh, well, I go see these guys down the street at the local pub, for free.
Bingo.
And because all it is a half stack on stage, a bass amp and a drum kit, and they're not dressing up, they're not playing the guitars, they're not acting like people on stage. And if you're going to do the full tilt tribute thing, you got to go full tilt.
I know that we have a full video production. Like if we're at a club that has a video screen, we have somebody that comes along and they hook up, and we've got videos for all the songs, and they know what it is, and they have our set list. That's what I want to see. Like, take some time.
You're going to need that. You're going to need that when you guys play at Legacy Hall, because that big video board up there, that's really, to me, that's 75% of the show is what's on that video board. You can play and be really good, but that video board is just so big. And
last time we played there, we sold it out, and that's what we did. Is we brought full tilt video production, and I got to give big shout out right now to Doug Grabowski, the bass player for Le Cure and Thin White Dukes. He did our video. Doug was phenomenal. Did our whole video production. We're bringing him back with us again. And yes, for the bands that are like, oh, just put our logo up there. Get creative, guys. No, get creative.
That's not enough.
That is such a huge palette to paint a picture on. And we did a couple things that people were like, and I'll talk to you off screen about it, or off camera. And it was, oh my God. And for those of you that were there, exactly what we did. It's the little things. You just said it a minute ago. The little things that make all the difference, and just it shows your passion, shows your love of.
Well, it's like I got the real cuffs.
I've
got the real Black Label Society ring.
Please don't ever hit me.
I bought this from Zakk Wylde website. It took me 2 years. This is no joke. It took me 2 years to find the manufacturer of the boots that he wears.
Oh.
I found it out, and you know how I found out? I saw a picture of him where he was sitting on the ground, and you could see the bottom of the boot, and I could see the logo on the bottom of the boot, and I searched that on Google, and I found him. And
nice.
The boots that he wears are so comfortable. I wish because the boots I was wearing were very uncomfortable, and so the boots. So I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I found these. That's why he's wearing them, because they're comfortable.
That is passion. That's commitment, and you gotta love it. I'm sorry, you gotta love it. That is greatness. One more thing before I let you go, I gotta ask. There's 2 guys in the scene that wear kilts regularly. You are one of them, and all of you know, if you've ever been to a show, Mr. Thomas is the other.
Oh yeah, shout out to Thomas.
Thomas, we love you, but I gotta ask. I already know for him because he's told me point blank. Do you wear a true kilt?
I'm going to leave that to your imagination, Rick.
You know what? I'll know the first time a lady comes up to you, sticks her camera under your phone, takes a picture, and she looks at it. Hey, I'll know whether or not.
When we played at the Revel the last time, there was a woman that came in after the show, after Frank had packed up all my gear. She came in after the show. She put her head up my kilt. She didn't put her phone up my kilt. She put her
Do we need to get you a booth?
So I was like, honey, that'll be $50.
$50 to make you holler.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, that's like one of the fringe benefits of being in a kilt and being a musician. Like, I'm already ready to go.
She came up to me and she says, "Why are you wearing a kilt?" Because again, this was after the show, and I said, "Well, I just got off stage." Obviously, she didn't know who Zakk Wylde was, but I was just playing at the show, and I showed her a picture on my phone. And she didn't even ask, are you are you dressed properly in a kilt? She just got on her knees and put her head under there, and I was like, wow.
Okay, I'm Amy. If you're my wife, Amy, if you're watching this, I'm getting a kilt. Just letting you know.
You'll get a lot of when you go out in public wearing a kilt. You'll get a lot of people asking you, "Hey, are you dressed properly?"
I'm the wrong idiot to ask that because, of course, I'm known for just getting butt naked, and I get in trouble for that crap all the time. Are you kidding me? Especially if there's alcohol involved. Just saying.
Right.
Oh my God, dude, it was a great interview. Will you come back? Will you come back and do this again next time?
Absolutely.
And we're almost to the point where we're going to start doing these things in person again because I miss seeing people. I miss the hugs.
Yes, we all need hugs.
Yeah. Oh, I need more than most people. I've got big issues.
Yeah.
Wait, you got another prop?
No, I'm just gonna go out. I'm gonna go out like I came in with my Hello Kitty.
Oh
umbrella.
my dude, thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with me. I'm sure that you understand now why I tell people call your therapist first. Yeah, you're like, yeah, oh my
I
Lord.
already know.
Oh my Lord, I love it. And for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, thank you so much. I hope your brain is not too scrambled. And if it is, you're welcome. If you're a first-time watcher, you can like us on Facebook. Please like us. Invite your friends to like us. If you're in a local band, share your shows. We'd love to promote it. If you're just a fan, go to our page. We've got In the Pit with Ric, and we have Concert Connection, which if you guys watch, I do put out a weekly show called Concert Calendar, where I talk about usually the top few people that have sent it to me and some of my favorites. I will gladly announce your shows, or if you're looking for a show, watch it. You'll know exactly who's playing where. Oh my Lord, I'm about to die here. Or if you can't find us here, you can find us on iHeart Radio. We're on Spotify. Obviously, we're on Facebook. We're also on YouTube. We've got an Instagram and a Twitter account, which somebody is horrible at keeping up with. Just saying. We also have a Roku channel and an Amazon. We have a Roku channel and an Amazon Fire channel. So you can find us in all the mediums. I think I'm just about to go global or get my own satellite or something. Ric TV. Oh my God, that's got a great rate. Ric TV.
It does.
Just
global domination.
Oh. Oh my Lord. And you can also download our app. It's called In the Pit with Ric. On that app, you can watch all these episodes, and it's got a concert calendar so you can see who's playing where. And that way you can get off the couch, leave the ding-dongs, take the ding-dongs. I don't really care. Just go see live local music, support. And if you're not here in Dallas-Fort Worth, but you're in Europe, all over the U.S., South America, and you've got live music venues near you, go support live local music. It is one of the best gifts that you could actually have in your town. To go see a live band, to see local musicians play, no better gift. Thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate it, Chris. Thank you for being my guest this week. Sure. I look forward to doing it again.
Absolutely. Next time we'll talk more about shame.
Hi, Shame.
Yeah, you know what's coming, Shame.
Oh, stay tuned for that episode. That'll be the juicy one. That's gonna be like Rick Springer.
Even better, if you do it in person, you can have both of us on at the same time.
Then I got to get a security guard. I got to get couches. Actually, I like that idea. That sounds good. This has been Chris. Thank you for being my guest. I am Ric, and we will see you somewhere in the pit.